Let me explain the complete user story. Just break them to a couple of backlogs. I'll give you. Try to implement those backlogs. I'll try to give the code. I'll help you out in the code in the coming sessions. So if anybody has any difficulty in implementing, let me know. I can help you out in implementing these user stories. Now, first my requirement is overall user story. I'll tell you. Look at the point. Now there are two applications which I have. One is the Salesforce application. Another one is the Amazon application. There are two applications available here. One is on Salesforce, another one is Amazon. It's like basically it's a Java application hosted on Amazon, which has a database of SQL and the middleware and front end is Spring. Now here in the SFDC, I have few tables. First, let me define the tables what I have. First table I have course, field, data type, okay. Right now I don't need any extra information. So I have name of the course, course ID, course ID, name of the course, faculty. So this is the first table what I had. So I'll try to I had a course object here. I'll just share this document once I'm done. First, let me explain the complete requirement in detail. So this is what we have a course. Then I'm going with the next one. Next object I have is a student on the batch. I have a student. Mode of training that he's undergoing. Pick list. Online classroom. Texture rich. So this is some data I have taken. So this is the data what I was trying to take. So we have collected the student data and course data. So we have course and student. Create two tables. Then when I log in, this is the home page what I was supposed to get. In the home page, I have a lightning card here. I have a lightning card where it contains student name, batch. So I had one extra field there called batch. So design one lightning cord here where the search should happen. Now, so we have batch mode. You had one more field here. Right. Third object what we have is batch. Batch number, auto number. So let us go to the next one. Right. So this is the data what I had. These are the three tables what here. Now the moment I click on the tab, you have to find the screen in this format. So when I click on this, by default, recently created student data should be defined here. This is how the data should be displayed. Here, the data should be displayed to you in the form of pagination. Like this, the data should be displayed. Like this, the data I have to get it. Then I have to get a pagination concept here. I have to get the pagination concept. Then pagination concept. So when I click on the button, now it has to call the client side controller, go to the pagination, get the next set of data. So apply the pagination. Now, if I select any one of the record here, if I select any one of the record, if I click on any one of the record, if I select any one of the record, on click, if I click any one of the record, here I have to get a component. Whichever the record I have selected here, the corresponding record data should come here. Now first here the footer has to come. Whichever the student I have taken, the student footer has to come here. Student footer has to come. Then I will be giving much. Now I should be able to modify this data. When I click on this, I'll be getting the data. Here I should get a button here. Edit, delete. When I click on edit, again this component should be opened in the edit format. When I click on delete, the record should be deleted. So whichever the student I am selecting, the student data should be displayed here. Whichever the student data I am selecting, the student data should be displayed there. There I have an option, edit, delete, save. You can also put the one more button called save. Now how will you implement this example? Now this is what I want you to implement. So tell me what is the functionality we are going to apply on this requirement. Let us say the first requirement. How will you implement this requirement? If you want to achieve this requirement, tell me how we are going to implement. Okay. Now here requirement. Then when I give student name, on change, I also want to give right. So this is the requirement. Tell me how will you implement? Now tell me how will you implement? How will you implement this requirement? parent component should have 3 components. Component 1, child component 1, child 2, first, this is the parent component. Parent component is divided into child component 1, child component 2, child component 3. Parent component 1, complete parent component. Child component 1, child component 2, child component 3. There are 3 components. Right. In these 3 components, first, child component 1. The child component 1, what we do? Create a lightning card with 3 search box. Create a lightning card. In the lightning card, what we are going to have? Name, mode, batch. When we click on create a lightning card, I'll give you here. Create custom header. Now this lightning card has custom header. Create a lightning card with custom header. And I'm just giving the basic specs. Based on this, you are supposed to design it. Create with custom header. With custom header. Don't create a body. Don't create a standard header. Create a custom header. How do you create a custom header? You are set. Then you create block here. In this custom header, you are supposed to create name, mode, batch. Custom action. Or else we can remove this complete set. We can put the same thing here. Now the point here is, whenever we click on the search button, whenever we modify name or mode or batch and click on search button, then it has to invoke, it has to fire component level event. Now application level event by passing name, mode, batch value. Now why did I take application level event? Because the changes which are, when the change happens on the component 1, it should be handled by the sibling. When the change occurs, when the event is fired by one component, it should be handled by another component. When the event is fired by one component, it should be handled by another component. When the event is fired by one component, it should be handled by another component in the same. Then what will happen? If you want one component to handle the event fired by another component, then we have to go for application level event. Right? Then we have to go for application level event. That's why Whenever any change occurs here, on click on the search, it is firing application level event. When the application level event is fired, then it should be handled by child component 1.
Hello, Satish.
Yeah.
Can't we use the aura method in this scenario?
If you use the raw method, but every time you click on this, we need to fire it, no? When the event occurs on this, we want to fire it. Now we are not trying to define the method. We want event to be handled. When the change occurs, you want the event to be handled, right?
Okay.
Application, okay. Component 2 should, child component 2 should handle application level event and invoke the apex class and fetch fresh list of students based on the attributes given by the event. Right. So child component 1. In the child component 1 only, we are the next one. New. When we click on new button, pop-up model has to open to create new student. When we click on new button, pop-up model has to open to create a new student. When we click on save button, pop-up model, then frame should close, and insert the record. Right. Then I'm giving when student is successfully saved, then toast message should be printed. Then here only I am appending that SMS should be sent to the student on the registered mobile. So this is the child component 1. On the child component 1, what are the services I want to perform? These are the actions that I want. These are the actions what I want to be achieved on the child component 1. So on the child component 1, what happened? I have created a lightning card. In the lightning card, I have created a custom header. In the header, I have a student name, batch, mode. If I modify any one of, if I enter a student name, or if I modify the batch number, or if I modify the mode and click on the search, automatically it will fire. Automatically it will call a client-side controller, where the client-side controller will fire an event. When the event is fired, automatically that event should be handled by the child component 2. So here I was mentioning this is my child component 1. This is my child component 1. And
Satish, are we going to register the event in child 1?
yes.
Okay, they are going to. Okay.
Child 1 will be registered. Child 1 will be firing it. Register now. Unless you register, you cannot fire it. No.
Okay.
Right. Now,
Then that is going to be handled by child 2 and 3.
two only,
right?
only two,
Okay.
only two. So once I change the
Okay,
data,
sir.
based on the data what I entered here, this data has to modify the list of record.
Okay.
So if I say batch as 318 student data should be displayed. If I say mode as online data should be displayed. If I say mode as weekend data should be displayed. So whatever the modification I made, when I click on the search as per the new values, please mute your mic, right? When I enter the data as per the modifications what I made, as per the data what I entered here, as per the data, we are going to make a SQL query, get the first set of data and display. So when change happens here, as per the attributes what you passed, this data will be achieved and that will be displayed. So child 2, this is child 2. Child 2. Parent component has child 1, child 2. Right. When I click on the new, I told when you click on the new, pop-up model should open, says name. When you click on the new, the pop-up window will open here, which will show the creation of new record. Once I create a new record, I told SMS should be sent to the student. SMS should be sent to the student that the registration is successfully done and the record should be saved. If the record is saved successfully, we have to get a toast message that record is saved. If record failed, I have to get a toast message saying that record is failed. So here you are supposed to make one web service call to third-party system. Right about. Right. Then let us go to the child component 2. Child 2. Here what happened? First, in the child component 2, loaded URA handler we called. This will fetch last 10 records which are created. Fetch all the student records and display them using pagination. Next, when event is fired, child 1, it will be handled by then. Next one, if I click on the student, if I click on any particular student, that record ID should be passed. If I click on any student, the record ID should be passed to this component. When the record ID is passed, then this component will fire. When you click on this record, the ID of the record should be passed. When you pass the ID of the record, then this component will be displayed. Whichever the record I have selected, that record ID should be passed as a parameter to this. When you pass that parameter, we are going to display that component with the corresponding data. Now, how do you achieve this? Has a record ID. When event occurs on the child 2, when any one of the student record is selected, the corresponding student record ID should be passed to child component 3. When it is passed to child component 3 will display the record view form. When you select the record, when we select any one of the student, the corresponding record ID should be passed to the child component 3. The child component 3 will take that particular record ID and show the record in the record view form. That is a requirement. So that's a child component 2. What was this? When we select any one of the student, click on the record. If I want, I can also give view here. So to make it simple for you, I'll give a button here so that it will be easy for you. View. I will link call view. When you click on this view, so click on view link of every student, then event should be fired and that should send student ID application event should be fired and that should send student record ID as an attribute. Child component 3.
Satish, I have a doubt here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here, child 2 is a dependent on child 1 or it is independent?
See, by default, child 2 will display all the list of data by using pagination. If I apply any such condition, based on that such condition, the list of records will come to me. By default, all the list of students are displayed to me. By default, all the list of students are displayed to me. But if I give any such condition, based on that such condition, those particular records will come to me.
Okay, sir. So here there is no need of using like create components and all this.
No. By default, it will be displayed. No. Now the point is the child component 3 will be dynamic because first time when I load, this will not be there. No.
Yes.
First time when I load, this will not be there, right? This component is created dynamic. This is dynamic. When I click on a view, this component will be created dynamically. Got my point? Now this is empty. This is empty. When I click on the view, the child component 3 will be created dynamically. Okay, that's what I'm going to specify here. So when we click on the view of based on the record ID passed, this can be application level event or component level event. It's up to your choice. Or else we can do one thing. We can avoid it dynamically. If you want to avoid it also, we can avoid it. We can keep a if condition. If the record ID is true, display the record. Otherwise, don't display the record. It is up to your choice. Okay. Let us take this. It is a first use case. So let us make it simple. When event is fired by child component 2. This should be handled by if the record ID is not null, then display record using record view form. Using record view form. Right. So this is my requirement. I hope first try to achieve this requirement, whatever I specified. Right. So the code I'll be giving you, I'll build it and give you ready-madely. But from your end, start implementing this. The next use case, I'll extend it. Right. Now here I have a requirement. The requirement is, have you got this requirement, boss? Then here I have an option here. When I click on save, this data should be sent to external system. In the external system, the data should be saved. When I click on the save, this data should be saved to external system. This data should, okay, let's not, already we have taken one web service, right? Okay. First, let us try to implement, first try to implement this use case. Try to implement use case. Try to implement this use case. Once you're done with this, we'll go for an extension of this. This use case I'll extend with, I'll extend this with LDS services. First, try to achieve this requirement what I have given. First, try to achieve this requirement whatever I have given. Then I'll go for extension of this requirement. So, did the people follow the requirement clearly? I'll paste the requirement screenshot. I'll be pasting the source code step by step. First, try from your end how to implement it. I already given the step by step procedure and what you are supposed to do. Lightning. What was that? Light 0106. Okay. Is that requirement use case was clear for everyone, boss? Now, how this page will be opened? I was supposed to create Lightning Web tab. I was supposed to create Lightning Web tab. When I click on Students Web tab, I'm going to create a Lightning Web tab. When I click on this Lightning Web tab, then the page will be open. I was supposed to create a Lightning Web tab. When I click on the Lightning Web tab, this is the requirement what I need to get it. I hope everyone has got the requirement. So this example will be covering Lightning cards, data table, events, application level events, component level events, and record view form, data services, and invoking an Apex class, toast message, model message, and one web service. First, to make an attempt from your end, I'll be posting the code. So you can look at this. Right. You can download the sheets from this charter box and implement it. Now tell me whether you will make an attempt from your end and you want me to give assistance, or should I implement from scratch? What do you want? If you want to make an attempt from your end, then if you got stuck up, if you want me to help out, I'll help out in the sessions. If you want me to implement, I can implement it. Depends upon what you want.